This is the Health Rebels podcast hosted by me, Steve Hicks. I have over a decade of experience as a personal trainer, and during that time, I have watched the smartest fitness advice fail people because we keep thinking that health and fitness is an individual's problem. The reality is there are forces all around us that are constantly pushing us to a default of being unhealthy and unhappy. To become truly healthy and happy, we have to rebel against those forces. So if you're ready to steal back control over your health and happiness, join me as we strip away the nonsense and show you the simple, healthy habits that will transform you into a health rebel. Let's dive into today's episode. Welcome back, Rebel. Now, today is a really fun, really exciting one. We're continuing on the holistic wheel. We are talking today about activity. Now, I would think that I don't need to tell you what activity is, but there's a lot of misconstrued information about activity. There's a lot of confusion about the purpose of activity, what you're supposed to do with activity, and what it actually does for you. So what I want to do today is I want to give you the Rebels approach to activity. So one of the big things that Rebels do is remember the Rebel Oath. We break free from common standards and we love ourselves and act accordingly. Those are two of the tenets of the Rebel Oath. Those are two important things to be mindful of. Those are two very important components. And when we talk about activity, we're going to want to keep those in the forefront. So to break free from common standards, what we need to do is we need to know what the purpose of exercise and activity is. And you've been lied to. You've been misinformed. You've been misled, and you've been forced into a box that doesn't need to exist. A lot of people misuse exercise. A lot of people misuse activity, and they use it as a way to burn calories. But exercise is not a way to burn calories. People use it as a way to burn fat. And it's really not a way to burn fat. That's not the purpose of exercise. People use exercise, and this one breaks my heart, but they use it as punishment because they're not good enough, or they ate the wrong thing, or they use it as punishment because they didn't stack up to what other people do, or they're not fitting into people's boxes, or they're too fat and ugly, and so they punish themselves with workouts. And exercise, activity, is not punishment. We need to get far away from that. Activity is not punishment. In fact, nothing that is healthy should be done as punishment. Nothing that is punishment is healthy. So activity is not a way to burn calories. It's not a way to burn fat. It's not punishment. It's not a way to balance things out or make up for mistakes or get ahead, or it's not a way to earn treats. It's not a way to balance your nutrition. Activity is not any of that stuff. What activity is a method to signal to the body. It is a method in which we send positive signals to the body to make healthy adaptations. Exercise and activity, what it does is it sends a cascade of chemical signals in our body. Chemical and physical signals throughout our body on a cellular level. There are a cascade of stuff. You've heard about like the runner's high or endorphin buzzes or endorphin highs. That's one of the hormones that gets released from exercise. Another one of the peptides that gets released from exercise is called ANP, atrioneurotrophic factor, it has two names. Sometimes it's called atrioneurotrophic factor, sometimes it's called atrial neurotrophic peptide. But anyway, it's a protein released from the heart at elevated heart rates that actually stimulates nervous cell growth and stimulates brain cell growth and can repair nervous tissue, right? So that's one of the big signalers that exercise does. Ultimately, I don't want to get into the minute biochemistry of exercise, but what exercise does is it sends signals to the body to make healthy adaptations. It sends signals to the body that we're using the body, we're using different functions, so we need to maintain, we need to improve, we need to level up, we need to spend resources in the development of different systems and different functions. So when you do cardiovascular exercises, your cardiovascular system, your heart, your blood vessels, they get stronger, they get healthier. When you're doing cardio and you're huffing and puffing and you're using the respiratory system, it sends the signal that your lungs need to be healthy. So we send good stuff into the lungs to develop that and maximize the health there. When we do resistance and strength training, we're using the muscular system and we're sending signals that the muscular system's important. So we need to maintain and upgrade and improve the muscular system so that we can have better strength, better abilities. It's a way to signal throughout the body. It is a way to signal positivity. It also, there is some really interesting evolutionary theory about winter, sedentary, and depression. The connection between those three. Usually when we were cavemen and hunters and gatherers in the winter, your movement options are really limited. You're not out foraging because there's nothing to forage. You're not out hunting very much. There's not much out there to hunt, right? In the winter, things kind of shut down and you become sedentary. And that sedentary action, usually in the theory that goes, says that there is a response in the body to create a state of depression, a state of wanting change. And so there's a theory that a lot of the rise in depression levels nowadays could be related to an increase in sedentary lifestyles. With the increased desk work, office work, we stream our entertainments and sit on the couch for fun. There's just a lot of sedentary habits and lifestyles which are probably signaling these potential holdovers in our biology created from long winters. But anyway, the lack of activity sends signals that things are kind of dying. And then the presence of activity shows that things are good. Things are good. Things are healthful. Things are beneficial. Life is good. The environment is good. Right? So exercise is a way to send signals. It can also be a way to send signals that you love and appreciate your body. You're supporting your body. You're giving your body the stimuli and the resources to be healthy. And so really what the rebel mindset is about activity is not punishment. It is not about balancing nutrition. It's not calories. It's not burning fat. It's about sending positive signals to make healthy adaptations so that you can always be at your best and your healthiest. And that is what I want to really spread not only to you, but to everybody. The purpose of exercise is not punishment. It is self-love. It is to send positive signals. It is to send positive messaging and give your body the resources and the ability and the messaging and the signaling and the purpose to make healthy adaptations that move you forward. And that is activity. That is the rebel approach to activity. Tomorrow we are going to blow your noodle when we talk about nutrition, because yes, we are going to break free from common standards on nutrition, and there is a lot that we can talk about nutrition. But what we're going to do is we're going to take care of that tomorrow. Come on back. We were going to talk about the rebel approach to nutrition. And until then, keep the oath. Hey, thanks for listening to that episode of the Health Rebels podcast. Before you run off, I want to let you know about a free resource available for you. I do have a free Facebook community where I do daily live chats with other health rebels, provide more information, host group challenges, provide support, and just generally try to put more positivity on your newsfeed instead of the typically toxic political hate that we get surrounded by already. If you're not already in the Health Rebels Training Camp Facebook group, I'll tell you what, I'll sweeten the deal. When you join the Facebook group, I'll send you a free digital copy of my Health Rebels Pocketbook Guide. This little book highlights some of the hidden forces that have conspired against our health and happiness and gives you 2 powerful tools to fight back. You can join the Health Rebels Training Camp group by visiting www.facebook.com/groups/health-rebels. That's an S after both groups and Health Rebels. Or by checking out the show notes. You can also search on Facebook for Health Rebels Training Camp. I hope to see you inside.